Okay, bear with me, everybody. I'm just trying to adjust everything, dude. This has been ridiculous. But the biggest issue so far is that trying to get Beam's chat window to just dock to OBS has not worked. Because it wants to try to let me have me log in and all that stuff like that, and it's not showing the login window when I have it docked for whatever reason. So, with that being said, I am trying to adjust it so we can actually have that screen going, so we have all the chats all going for the video and for everything that we're going to be talking about today, as well with the Twitch downfall, because it is going to be a big one today. Plus, we have a ton of videos that I will be using as well from Tectones, Nextanor, and Asmongold as well. A couple that we've already kind of gone over, but I want to go back over some of the highlights of the videos that we were going over last night. So I do have a ton of stuff we are going to be going over, guys. Just bear with me here. It is this been a pain in the ass trying to get this all set up as fast as possible, because it has been a tight crunch trying to get it done before we went live, and I honestly just kind of spaced it because I was in the middle of trying to get crossover to work as well while waiting for this damn Cyberpunk to be ported to the Mac, even though Nintendo Switch 2 got it today. So I have been trying to do what I can in order to still enjoy Cyberpunk. It does look like I will be getting the ROG laptop back as it is, so that will be utilized possibly to capture the gameplay and everything like that from the MacBook, because I would much rather play in game on my MacBook than I would on a PC. Just saying, Windows sucks, Mac all the way. But bear with me, just give me 1 second. I'll let the music keep playing for a bit, guys, and I will be right here in just a jiffy here. Plus, it looks like I may have a customer walking into the store in just 2 seconds, so just give me 1 second here, fam. Okay. Give me 1 second here, everybody. It looks like I have. Okay, so sorry about that, everybody. Apparently, the actual like landlord, the people that own the actual like strip mall here that we rent out our vape shop in, are redoing some of the filters, I guess, in the area, and I was not expecting it, and all of a sudden I hear a knock on the door because I was back there working on grabbing the phone and doing like last minute setups for the like I was about to send out some tweets, and like that, and I hear that boom, boom, I was like, oh, okay. So I happened to just look over it. I guess, yeah, they're doing some of that. So, yo, C4, it's good to see you, man. It's good to see you. I am so sorry, everybody, for the long delay that it took me on that. Let me get this all going here, too. Welcome to Tristan Dubois over on Beam. Welcome in. So, yeah, we are live on YouTube, Kick, Rumble, and Beam. We have got it going on all of it right now. Now, here, the biggest reason why, okay, is obviously multi-streaming is going to be a big part of the, conversation today. Why it's going to be a big, important thing, in my opinion, really coming here soon, like within probably, I'd say, the next, I'd say maybe within the next few months, we're going to see, multi-streaming not only like really take off, but become the standard. And now, we've been talking about this for quite some time now, for a few years now. I've been a big advocate about, multi-streaming. I myself have, kind of dabbled with it here and there. Sometimes I'd, be gung-ho about it, and then there's the other times where I was like, maybe I should just put, not necessarily all my eggs in one basket, but maybe just dial it down, just, to do maybe doing one, platform one day, and then you do another platform another day. Essentially kind of some multi-streaming, but you're just kind of like alternating days and kind of trying to, reach to your audience a little bit differently in that way and stuff like that. Their chat. Give me 1 second, sir. So like I said, we have these guys coming in and out, so just give me 1 second here, everybody. Okay, you're going by to grab a ladder really quick. So yeah, we have the maintenance guy. I guess it would be what you would call it. I guess it's not the same heating guys that we normally have, like heating and cooling guys that we have to usually call in. So I was kind of like baffled by that, because normally they have a contract with a specific company, and it's not the same company that normally comes out here, so it was kind of like throwing through a loop there, chat. But C4, it is good to see you, my man. It is good to see you. Look, also, by the way, I will be doing some Cyberpunk streams for those that have been wondering and kind of been asking me about that lately. I do plan to get Cyberpunk streams going back on. I don't know when it's going to be, right? Because so a big thing right now, a really big thing for me, is kind of waiting for the Cyberpunk to be dropped on the Mac port. Now, it did just get released for Nintendo Switch 2, the sequel, obviously, for Switch, being released. So with that being said, the fact that we now have, legitimately a very unique port of it to, Nintendo Switch 2, which I think kind of also, I know it does piss off a lot of people who wanted it on the, PS4 and all that other stuff like that. But look, guys, I think you got to give it to the fact that Nintendo Switch 2 is probably going to be a little bit more powerful than the PS4 Pro. Not by much, but just a little bit. And especially with the ARM technology, right? And hell, it could even be even more powerful than the PS4 Pro, and about as much as the PS5. If you really think about it in terms of like the MacBook. Now that's what I was getting at with this, because with Mac, it is so much different than like when you go online and you go, hey, will this game run on a Mac because I run it on a PC? It's like, well, okay. A lot of times, whatever the AI is, or even like websites, everybody tries to just do this instant translation of this equals this when it comes to performance, and it just does not work that way. One, especially if you're using MacBooks, right? Your resolution is definitely going to be a little bit different than what you might be outputting on a regular monitor and all that, right? So that's also going to affect a lot of that stuff too. So now, with that being said, though, do you like that as much as you like the Steam Deck, or do you like your Steam Deck more? Because I would say, I figure the Steam Deck would be more something like more favorable by you than actually the Switch 2. Now, I will say, I do like that they're giving 4K. I do like that they're giving that option, and even 4K at 40. Steam Deck still? Okay, that's what I figured as much too. Because you can do the Steam Deck settings on there, and depending on the resolution of whatever one you're using for a Steam Deck, because you could also be using the ROG or whatever the case is for a Steam Deck, and you could legitimately be playing, Cyberpunk maybe at 4K, 60 FPS, locked in at that, smaller, 4K screen, stuff like that. I saw my Switch OLED, it's gathering dust, but yeah, I feel that, dude. I feel that. I ended up having to sell my Switch last year because I legitimately, I kept trying to make myself use it, and I kept not using it. Like, I would only play maybe Diablo 3 or maybe a few things here and there, and that was it. And I just never found it to be useful enough for me to want to keep using it other than that, you know what I mean? And then, and on top of that, too, today's, big video about the whole downfall of Twitch. I really want this to, funny enough, it kind of coincides with everything that's been going on, right? So you have Nintendo dropping the Nintendo Switch 2, which is kind of funny because it's a mid-hyped console. Not a lot of people are really hyped for it. Those that are really just hyped for it for just a few things, not really a whole lot of other features. And then there's myself and others that I know that are really hyped for the Cyberpunk to finally come to Mac, because it's the benchmark. It is the benchmark game for PCs, and it's going to be the benchmark game for MacBooks, guaranteed. So I want to play the new Metroid, though, on Switch 2, and the new cart looks fun. It's open world cart. So there's a part of it that did look fun to a degree, right? But my only problem with the open world Mario Kart is that you don't load from map to map anymore. You literally have to drive from point A to point B. So when you're done with the race, it doesn't load screen. You just drive to the next bit. And I didn't like how that went, because I actually have a few friends that have been very, very adamant about showing me everything that's going on with the Mario Kart world, right? And that how awesome it's going to be. And then, funny enough, both of them would get really, really angry when they realized, oh wait, we're not getting, I think it was like a couple new, it was like a new course or a new cup or anything like that. There's a bunch of stuff that isn't new, but it's just been refreshed. And I think that made a lot of my friends really angry, because they were expecting, I feel like, a lot of that stuff, so. build Need for Speeds was like that is you're not wrong. You're not wrong by that anyway. By the way, so you 100%. So I do remember that, like when you were actually doing the actual like races and stuff like that, you would race and stuff like that. Yeah, like, that true. I think the thing is though is that people are so like kind of with that idea of Mario Kart being race done, go to load screen, now you got time to grab a drink, go use a bathroom, do whatever the case is. Now you have to drive on the highway. It doesn't automatically drive you. There's no like, I don't think auto drive button or anything like that. And you had to go all the way there. Now, the other issue that I think a lot of people had was that the webcam issue. They're charging all this money for a really shitty webcam that has really shitty fucking quality. And then they're like their own version of Discord. Again, this is kind of like why I have issues with PlayStation. And as far as I know, I think PlayStation just now, like the last couple of years, I think got like Discord compatibility, and it's still shit, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, technically so is Xbox, because you can't do private parties. So if you're on Xbox and you do a private party and somebody fucking decides, oh hey, I want to, bring you into a private chat, it disconnects you every fucking time because it considers it another chat, like another third-party app. And it's like, what the fuck is this stupid shit, right? So there's a lot of dumb things like that, I feel like, that happen. But to be like, hey guys, let's just go ahead and make our own app again, it's like, can we please get on board with the fact that 90% of us are using Discord or Guilded, whatever the case is, right? Like, you're using something other than the built-in game chat. Maybe for fuck's sake, that's why nobody uses it in like Phasma half the time. That's why nobody uses it like in Call of Duty, and all other stuff like that. Yeah, and I know a lot of people will argue, well, that's unfair because then if you die, then you can still do this and that. Oh, be right back, guys. The maintenance guy is coming back in real quick, so. Okay, we are back there, everybody. I got the Metroid Primes to work on the Steam Deck. Oh, nice, nice. See, I haven't gotten any emulation going on the MacBook. So, okay, the last time C4, I don't know if you remember. So last time I think we were talking. Last time we came through on the Twitch streams back then. Because I was just about to be doing the boycott using the MacBooks and stuff when I first got M1. This is now on the M2. So now I'm on the M2, 16 gigs of RAM, still 256 gigs of storage, but 8 cores on the CPU and the GPU. Funny thing is, it's a 10 gigs of VRAM for the fucking M2, dude. How does that make even any sense? Like, it's crazy. Dude, okay, and that is one of the reasons why I've actively been thinking about maybe picking up a Steam Deck. Like, if I was to do anything PC related, that would be the closest to it, right? Now, granted, yes, I am getting the ROG, I can't remember which edition it is. I think it's the one with the 3050 in it. That's going to be coming back. So, or I should say coming back. They couldn't fix the old one. So, I wanted them to originally take the money, because it's through Aaron's, that my mom had paid on that one to put on her new one, the 4050 one, right? No, of fucking course they couldn't do that. So, apparently, because they couldn't do that, they decided to say, well, we can't put it on the MacBooks because, you know, those are completely different items. So we're just going to give you a brand new 3050, you know, ROG, and we'll send it to you that way. And I'm like, okay, cool and all, but like, my only problem is that I really don't want to use a PC again, right? And I'll catch up on those, on the emulator community thing in just 1 second. But I was like, dude, fuck, I really don't want to do PC again. Like, I want to stick with Mac, and I'm about to get my Mac Mini probably next week or so, like, put the order in, and then by the week after that, it'll probably come in, which, fingers crossed. I'm really hopeful for that one, because I'm sticking with Mac. That's it, right? Not going back to PC. But I will use this ROG until I get that, just so I could technically, okay, hear me out, chat? I could technically use that to capture my MacBook gaming and all that other stuff until I get the Mac Mini. So that's a big thing right there too. So, oh, I can see. Okay, all right. I'll have to check that out too. I also emulator up to PS4 and Xbox 360 and everything Nintendo. Oh, okay. See, I was seeing. So I did notice that there is now like some Switch ones out there, right? And there was the one for like Hades and a few other ones. And I was like, oh shit. Like, because I haven't bought the game yet, and I wanted to maybe try it out before I actually committed to buying it, because I've had a lot of people tell me it's good, but then I had a lot of other people tell me that it wasn't as good as they had hoped for, at least for the price tag. So I was kind of like, maybe I'll do it that way, right? So if I go about it that route, then that'd be pretty good. I'd be pretty down for that. But the fact that you can do SteamOS on anything, that's pretty nice, because, see, the fact that I had to do, like, crossover, which is $74 to buy. Right now, for those wondering, I'm doing a free trial. You can get a 14-day free trial of it for your MacBook, and I'm using that to emulate, or not really emulate, but to use fucking like the Wine translation packages to translate, or was Cyberpunk 2, or 2077. Because then I was thinking, the game was working-ish, all right? It wasn't the greatest, and even on the Steam Deck settings, it just wasn't really running the way I wanted to. Because you're having to use AMD's FSR, and it's close to what fucking what Apple does, but Apple delivers with the Metal FX, and with that Metal FX, dude, I played Resident Evil 3 at 1080p, 120 frames. So I'm pretty damn sure that if I put that down to like 900p on the Cyberpunk, that could probably be pushing at least, 60, even maybe 70 frames. It's a raster. Wait, what does that mean? Raster engine. What does that mean? I'm still getting used. Cause like, dude, I feel so old because I'm like having to learn ARM has been crazy. Because I mean, obviously, I only really know like fucking x86 and all that shit like that. You know what I mean? Oh, it's the way it computes. Okay. I guess I assume, would that be faster for more like the NVENC is NVENC. Oh, okay, so it's, oh, okay. I see what you're saying then. So it uses, okay. I see what you're saying now. As soon as you said that, the NVENC, which, okay, by the way, I hate NVENC. And this is another reason why I left PC, okay? You use the NVENC on the NVENC chip, or you're supposed to be, right, for streaming. Why is it then that your streams still have to, fucking allocate half your fucking GPU, most of the time to still do a stream, when it's like, oh no, we built this whole little chip to run the whole fucking thing, and to like pretty much run the software and the engine and all this other stuff like that, but yet it still takes a massive hit to the rest of the card. Like, can we not build something that doesn't do that? Like, come on, man. We're back into the, okay, so kind of like how they do with the M series and stuff like that, which is what I love about Mac, right? That's why I love the Apple stuff, because it's like with the Metal engine, dude, it's like everything, because you have like the CPU, the GPU, and the RAM, everything's just all talking to each other, right? So, like, okay, M1 played Resident Evil 3, and I'd say maybe after a few hours or so, Jill becomes a pillar of pixels during cinematics. Not only cinematics, not during gameplay. Weird. And she's the only one. No other character does. So, played on the M2, I expect to see maybe a little, like, artifact or maybe something happen or like that. Not a single fucking issue whatsoever, dude. So, Apple Silicon is close to the AMD APUs. See, that's what I've heard. Well, and then, okay, so that's, I know it's like, in a way, yes, you could probably translate it to what it is. You know what I mean? Like, an equivalent of, like, maybe frames and this power and stuff like that. The thing is, though, is like, I have managed to get things to work through Apple Silicon on resolutions and settings that technically it's not supposed to do. Now, granted, I think a lot of what goes on is that when you get these reviews out there and a lot of this other shit like that, nobody goes back and then retcons what might have been changed to like an M1, because to have the M1 play on high settings on 1080p, I'm maxing out at 3. Okay, now here's that's the big jump too. 3 gigabytes of VRAM, because it had only 4 gigs of VRAM to work with, kind of like the 3050 is going to have. This guy, 8 cores, has 10 gigs of VRAM. Now, ideally, it's supposed to be however many cores should be about the amount of GPUs. But if you think about it, the M1 only has 7 cores in the GPU. So if that's 4 gigs, and this is 12 gigs, that doubles it. That's insane, right? So then we go think of the Mac Mini that I'm going to be picking up down the road, and that's a 10-core GPU. So, and I've heard some people tell me that's anywhere between like 12 to 14 gigabytes of VRAM. Even though most people are saying that it's only 10 gigs of VRAM, I've seen other, like, again, here's the funny thing. With Crossover tells you what you're allocating from your Apple stuff, right? Well, it literally tells me that the fucking M2 at the 8-core GPU is pushing out 10 gigs of VRAM. Like, what? Which makes sense then, because of how Resident Evil pretty much like caps out, because legitimately once I get to, I shouldn't even say caps out, it just gets into the red marker where it says, hey, you might have some instability here because you are pushing it at its absolute max. And that's at 9.63 gigabytes. So, quite honestly, I could actually start doing that. I know, dude, it's insane too, right? Because you have 8 gigs of RAM, 16 gigs of RAM, and everybody else nowadays, like PC-wise, is like, you're doing 32, minimum 32, right? So outside of every other thing I've ever thrown at this, right, man? Right? Fucking, not even joking, Crossover for Cyberpunk, the only time memory swap had been used on my M2. The only time. Absolutely mindfuck, bro. Because the M1 memory swap would run fucking damn near all the time. But it would only ever run about like a couple hundred megs, right? It would never be a full gig unless I was playing Resident Evil 3. Then it would only be using about maybe 1 gig or 2 gigs at best. Now, on the fucking M2, my memory swap was about 244 megabytes at the least. And at the most, it was like 2.68 gigabytes of memory swap between that. So it just, dude, it really does, right? It's like, It really does. It just works. Now that's what kills me because, like, again, it does technically work with the crossover playing Cyberpunk on my M2 MacBook Air. No fans. That's the other thing too. This isn't a Pro. This is an Air. So this is literally as base model gets. Now the Mac Mini will have a fan. So the thermal throttling will be nowhere near as bad as it is on this guy, right? Now, because of the crossover issue, I have been wondering maybe, just maybe, because when I run this through Rosetta, technically this is going to be running Steam through Rosetta, but then it's going to be running the fucking Cyberpunk Mac port. That way, I wonder if I'm still going to have a hiccup. Now, this is what I'm thinking I want to do and spend the $60 and just buy Cyberpunk again, straight from the Mac store, and then do a video and compare it and be like, all right, guys, this is the, a headroom you get from this, and this is the headroom you get from that. So, be right back, chat. I have a call from my boss coming in. Oh man, I'll tell you what, chat. Whew. When it rains, it pours, chat. When it rains, it pours, man. My fucking poor boss, dog. Dude is literally losing his shit there. Let's see here. Let me catch up on this. See, I was gonna say my nephew has a Mac Mini Gen 1 with 8 gigs of RAM and M1 chip, and it's insane what he does on it. MacBook, the MacBook Air, I mean. Oh, dude, yeah, no, for real. Like I said, it's insane with even that thing. So I gave it to my little sister, and when I get the Mac Mini, I'm going to give the ROG to my little sister as well. So she'll have her very first gaming laptop, be able to do a lot more other stuff like that with that gaming laptop. But then she'll have the MacBook M1 still for school and everything else like that. And it's just amazing for school. But dude, that phone call that I just had here, that was with my boss, and chat, the way I get to say this is that, man, I just, you know, I don't ever ask you guys, you know, to do something like this very often, but, you know, when I say, can y'all send some prayers, best wishes, luck, anything that you possibly can think of sending like that, like just all that energy vibes, throw it out this way, because, oh, we need everything we can get right now, man. We need every little bit of just good luck that we can get to get through this hurdle, because it is it's at rock and a hard place right now. And legitimately, like, apparently we started off last month 50% over what we normally would be, and then I ended the month with 15% less than what we did last month. We ended up doing literally only $4,500 last month, chat. That's not enough to pay bills, pay fucking, you know, everything else, and then take care of my, my paychecks and stuff like that. So it becomes then a very big, brutal, you know, pain in the ass moment where it's like, well, shit, how do we balance all of this out now again, right? And it's like, to get back on track, it would cost us about $3,000 to $4,000, and then to find out that my boss just put an order in, like, so like he put 2 orders in originally. I feel bad for him. I don't even know how do I put this? Like, he put 2 orders in, dude, and he has to get charged back now, and he won't see that money for 20 days. So, like, while I haven't had, like, he's saying all 3 of my paychecks, like, I have the 5th, the 20th, and then the 5th of this month from today, all being sent out today, right? So, with that being said, that means that it's going to be a long time. I got to coming in chat. I'll be right back. Okay, we had 2 sales coming right at the last second there, chat. Right as I was just getting done with talking about my boss and that. But so yeah, that right there has helped. So I kind of did something. I definitely have to eat the cost. I will pay for it myself out of my own paychecks. I don't give a shit. Throw a little extra $20 into the till, more or less. But in order to get the people to switch over without it being like, hey, just go somewhere else and find a disposable, I just straight up said, hey, I will give you a bottle of juice for free today, and I will even give you a $10 discount on a device if you just go ahead and buy a device today, you know, and all that stuff like that, and then do it that way, because obviously it helped me out, and then it gets them to try out something that, you know, oh, I really like this thing. I'm going to keep using this now, you know, here on out, because I actually enjoy this over doing the disposables. So that is going to be my hopeful goal with that, chat. And I'm thinking, honestly, with the fact that the Gate Bar Pulse liquids that we have are really, really popular, I think that's really going to be a big selling point. So I think these guys are really going to like that. And I think that's really going to help us really kind of cement that whole, like, hey, let's bring back the whole using the actual devices. Because trust me, I would much rather people would... right behind my MacBook, that's right, I couldn't see it. Okay, I would much rather people use something like this, and let me tell you what, okay, somebody bought one of these, a pack of batteries, a fucking tank, oil, juice, all that stuff like that, day of daily sales made right there, we would be literally able, not even joking, to get those fucking, like, orders placed and get all the product back in that much faster if people at least, like, 2 mod sales a day, maybe 1 bag of Kratom, plus all of the disposable sales on top of it, we would literally have everything made like that every single day. I'm not even joking to you, chat. Like, it would literally just be that that good, and we would literally be flowing that well with the actual funds that we would never, ever, ever have an issue like that. Okay, I'm glad to see Jacob's over on Kick. And again, too, by the way, everybody that has been over on Twitch, I'm telling you guys, please, 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 multi-stream from Twitch to Kick. Pull your community from Twitch over. Now, again, I am not the only person saying this. This is not just me. This is because Twitch is actually, it is getting sued right now. It is losing advertisers, which, yes, I get it. All of us out there always like, oh, yes, we hate ads, da-da-da-da-da. But ad revenue, come on, let's be real. At the end of the day, especially if you're not making a shit ton of subs and all that other shit like that, sometimes, especially at that $50 cap, you get that little bit of ad revenue. It might be the tipping point to why you got your fucking actual payout that way. Let's be real. So you can't knock it all the time. Yeah, it sucks to watch the ads, because if it was like a fucking Rumble, then they'd be fucking skippable at least, you know? So, like, come on, you know, and you don't get hit with 7 fucking ads of 7 minutes worth of ads like that. You literally can skip all the ads you get on Rumble. So, legitimately, I think, like, hands down, Rumble is a better ad viewing experience if you're gonna actually go that route. But if you want no fucking ads, right? If you really want to go that route, well, why wouldn't you want to get paid a better cut? Because fucking, why would you want to give Twitch any more money so they can give it to a terrorist sympathizing douchebag like Hassan Piker? Literally, that's all you're doing, is when somebody subs you on Twitch, is you're saying, yes, I am okay with you giving me this money that then in turn Twitch will be giving to Hassan and fucking Denims and fucking Mike and all these other pieces of shit who don't deserve a fucking cent because they're out there fucking supporting pieces of shit like fucking Hamas, the Houthis, and others. No, nuh-uh. Those motherfuckers don't deserve a goddamn cent. So why the fuck are you still streaming on Twitch, actively letting those cocksuckers take that money from you? Take that money and put it towards terrorists. That is literally what they're fucking doing, okay? Because at the end of the day, they're terrorist sympathizers, I should say. But let's be honest, at the end of the day, though, Hassan is donating actively to charities that are literally fucking ran by fucking Hamas and them. So he's not donating to the Palestinian people. No, because if he actually cared about the Palestinian people, he would actually also be against Hamas. Because the Palestinian people themselves don't fucking want Hamas there. So again, I digress. If you are streaming on Twitch and you think, it's okay though, guys, I'm just a gamer, it doesn't affect me. Yes, it will. It will definitely affect you. Because eventually, it won't matter if you're fucking, taking subs or not, or if you're an affiliate or not. Because guess what? Because you know how everybody goes, well, I'll just turn off my sub thing, then they can't run ads on my thing. Oh, you think that's going to stop them? You think that's going to stop them? That's fucking cute. they will find a way to still try to run those ads the best way they fucking can with little ads they will have left. And just because they lose all that ads doesn't mean that's also good news for you. Because guess what? All of a sudden, Amazon is going to start being like, hey, we know you're a lost leader. We know you're going to lose us money, so that way we can turn around and pump our Amazon games or this thing more, so that way we can literally use you as a massive marketing scheme. When you're losing us this much money though, now you've become a liability, and now we need to fucking come in and either fix you or shut you down. And yes, I think honestly they're not going to shut down Twitch right away. They will give it a one last shot. You know what I mean? They'll give it that one last ditch effort. All right, guys, we're gonna gut this. We're gonna kill this partner program. We're gonna kill this program. We're gonna take out that program. We're not gonna do this thing. We're not gonna do that thing anymore. And then we're just gonna do this, and this. And then it's gonna be like DLive. It's gonna be very, very bare bones and a skeleton of what it once was. And then eventually, one day, you go to log in. And you're like, wait a minute, 404, page not found, what does this mean? And then you look on the news and it says, oh, U.S. government has now fucking, looked and investigated at the tops of Twitch, and Amazon has decided to go ahead and shut it down because the top CEOs and all the other members of fucking Twitch were all linked to fucking terrorist groups. Well, I would fucking be like, well, shit, fucking color me pink. I guess I was right. And again, I'm not saying this is going to happen overnight. I'm literally saying this will happen gradually over time, as literally you have more and more and more and more people looking in to fucking Twitch. Okay? Like, legitimately, let's be real. Twitch, at the end of the day, is a sinking ship. And that is not just sinking. That is the Titanic. And do you want to still be on the Titanic, or do you want to be on the lifeboats? Because I'm going to tell you right now, it ain't looking so good floating on that fucking debris out there. Just saying. And I think, honestly, Twitch is at the weirdest cusp ever, right? Because how long ago, when I called for that boycott, did I say, guys, look, at the end of the day, this isn't just me. Bigger streamers are going to take notice once ad revenue starts going away. Once that starts going away, more streamers take notice, and more people will start leaving the platform and going to other platforms, streaming on those, doing what? Making better money. And like Tectone did. Holy shit. 3 hours of Kick and I make $1,000? Yeah, no shit. Because the 3 hours that you spent on fucking Twitch, you barely probably make $400. That's the fucking damn truth. Okay? And that, at the end of the day, is what really, really irks a lot of those content creators, especially the big content creators, okay? Regardless of how you may feel about ad revenue, regardless of how you may feel about them making money, okay? They are what help makes this platform and all the other platforms continue to go, because they're bringing the most views. And because they bring the most views, they make a good bit of money. So when they go, holy shit, I just made more money than I normally would have made if I would have been busting my ass even harder on a platform that's supposed to incentivize you to do your damn best and to deliver the best content that you can. And in reality, Twitch more or less just says to you, hey, yeah, we know we should incentivize you. We know we should do things that encourage you to want to make the best content, be engaging, be entertaining, and do shit that actually is worth a fucking damn, dude. Like, legitimately, how many people have tuned into a stream, especially on Twitch, and it's literally just somebody begging for fucking money? I mean, for fuck's sake, dude, I literally just had somebody over here on Kick the other day who literally brand new account, and you know that a lot of this is people from Twitch that are trying to make people like hate being on Kick, right? Be like, oh, it's just as bad as Twitch. Look, motherfucker, you're looking at somebody who's already been verified over here. And the reason why I say that is because I already had to play the verification game. I already had to do all that shit when Twitch first started, way back when, okay? So last year wasn't when Twitch or Kick started. It was the year before that, so it's like I was already playing the game, already built up a community, already did all this stuff like that. So my whole issues with Kick stemmed with actual certain members that were running it, and I felt like they were just abusing Eddie's platform. And then on top of that, I felt like there was just certain things like with certain people that got contracts, and this is why they don't do them anymore, that just weren't meeting the criteria. It's like, wait, didn't they just give you a fat bag and you just practically retired? Like, how dick is that, dude? You just totally just took all that money and was like, yeah, I'll be streaming, but you don't hype your streams up, you don't actually hype yourself up, you don't fucking go onto Twitter, you aren't doing YouTube, you're not doing TikTok, you're not doing anything to be like, hey guys, I'm going live today, be sure to come in and hang out with our channel today, right? All these things, right? Yeah, I forgot my fucking stuff like that, but that's because I was dealing with literally the fucking landlords of this fucking unit for the actual strip mall that we work in, and then dealing with the guy changing out the fucking air vent, which apparently that's supposed to be changed every month. I did not know that. That has not been changed in 2 years. So I thought it had been 5 years. Either way though, would have been a fire hazard. But luckily now, that bad boy works so much better, and you can actually feel it's cleaner. Like literally, I'm actually not seeing dust flying around in the air anymore. That was a huge reason why, was because that motherfucker literally had this much dust on it. Not even joking. Not joking. Had that much dust on it. I was like, oh my god. So the guy was like, yeah, that's bad. I'm like, no shit. Like, I was like, I am so sorry about that. And he's like, dude, it's all good, man. He's like, he's like, one, I mean, you're short. He's like, you're not going to be able to get up here. I was like, well, thank you, sir. He's like, but, really, he's like, it's, no jokes aside. He's like, it's not, not really your job, but really not really something you think about, right? And I was like, yeah, true. But, not gonna let him know I'm the manager of the store, that is technically probably my job that I should be doing, but, I already have my boss to keep an eye on that thing like that. Not every month. We don't have the means to do that. So yeah, that was kind of funny. A little curveball today with all the other crazy shit with the fact that like the store is at that point where it's just like if we can overcome the hurdle, then we are golden. But if we don't, then your boy be looking for a new job probably next month or two, which sucks because I don't want to have to. I fucking love this job. I love the store. I love what it's done for the community. Like, this was the original vape store in this entire town, and it helped so many people quit smoking and actually find a better alternative to their life. And then guess what? They quit vaping. A lot of those people do not vape anymore. Why? Because they were like, hey, guess what? I got to a certain point where I felt that I didn't need to do it anymore. And then they quit. That's what I'm telling you guys. These guys right here are like the future right here, man. These lozenges, because all you gotta do is pop it in your mouth. You ain't gotta fucking spit it out or do anything like that. You just suck on a mint and you're good to go. This is lemon flavors. We got fruit flavors and we got mint flavors in those guys. And that right there, I think is definitely gonna be a future, because people don't want to have to sit there and spit out a fucking bag, out of their mouth. It's all slimy and fucking nasty. Or, just dealing with having to spit all over the place and stuff like that. Or maybe they can't vape, or maybe there's people around them don't like the vapor around them and shit like that. Who knows, right? Whatever your fucking reasonings are, legitimately now, you have no excuses to not be able to get your nicotine in now. You can literally get your nicotine and slowly check yourself down to a point where you can quit. And even if you didn't really want to quit, you're doing something so little. You're not vaping. You're just, getting it in a mint like that. Legitimately, as I've said before, it is non-carcinogenic, so you are not going to get cancer. Because literally, if somebody's dumb enough to try to tell me that somehow this is going to give you cancer, you, sir, are a retard. That's all I have to say about that. But for real, though, guys, like, the boycott, though, of Twitch, I'm excited that big names have finally came out and been like, guys, shit is fucked at Twitch. What are we doing? Get the fuck out of here, guys. Like, literally, they're like, dude, Twitch has gone so bad that we can't even, be the channels or be the fucking, communities that we once were or that we tried to be and all this other stuff like that. Why? Because lo and behold, shit like that constantly happens day in and day out. And that, my friends, is why, at the end of the day, is that fucking Twitch now, like, Twitch literally being sued for not holding its TOS fairly, okay? That right there in itself should start bringing people's eyes to the table to be like, hey guys, something is wrong. There are lawsuits about this shit. They banned nicotine pouches in Canada. Did they really? That's crazy. What about lozenges? Because again, this is a lozenge. It's not a pouch, so it's like a mint. So I think I have my right here. So, and you can even break it in half too, which is the other thing. Like again, you can't do that with a pouch. Obviously, you bust it open and everything like that. So like, I can snap this in half, this 3, and then now it's a 1.5. So now it's not as strong. I have literally given more of mine out than I've actually taken of them. So I'm actually gonna grab another 3 of the blood orange, and I'm gonna grab a 3 of the lemon because these are gonna be the ones I'm gonna buy. Absolutely to help out with that, but also because like I said, I've been giving out more of mine than I've actually been able to use. So, but yeah, I know, dude, and like the fact that things like that are getting banned all around, like look at Australia banning vaping and putting it in a pharmaceutical thing because like that somehow thought that was gonna work. Yeah, no, now you have pharmacists that are like, we're not fucking vape shops, we're not selling this shit to the people, and yet they're like, yeah, okay, cool, but then I'm gonna go back to smoking cigarettes, and then the people are like, cool, go back to smoking cigarettes. Oh, okay, so you want your people to go die. Good. And I know, I just wanted you to be honest with me about it, that's all. Like, thank you, Australia, you fucking goddamn cunts. Speak on their level. You gotta speak on their language, and then they'll understand you, you fucking cunts. But vapes and weed are okay. Well, okay, so one of the reasons why I don't like the pouches, and hear me out on this, brother. So they become a big fucking gateway to the whole cocaine and a lot of other illicit drugs. Because not only do I have friends, because again, they'll get those snuff pouches, but then they'll be like, oh, can I store it like snuff? For those who don't know what snuff is actually storable tobacco or storable nicotine, usually synthetic powder that you would tap on your hand and do like little key bumps of it. Okay, not joking, not even fucking joking. Okay, so I've seen people be stupid, take a snuff pouch, rip it open, cut a line of it, and snort it. And even further, I have had because I worked on construction, right? One of the days. I'm not even joking, dude. I'm not even joking, C4. Here was the worst one. I am getting ready to work. I'm putting on my steel toe boots. And I hear like that. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? I'm like, could you have done that in the bathroom at least, dude? Like, I was like, kind of like lightly joking, but I was like, fucking hell, dude. He's really doing that in front of me like that? And I go, wait a minute. Is that a snuff pouch you just did? He goes, yeah, bro. So what I just did was I cut a little bit of my snuff pouch out, and I put a little bit of my cocaine with it, and I dashed it up, and then I'm like, what the fuck? You just did both of that together? He's like, yeah, man, because it numbs my nose, so it doesn't burn when I do the snuffs, so that way I can do more nicotine that way. He goes, and that way it acts as like a little extra stimulant, so I don't have to do as much cocaine. And he fucking literally has a whole weird fucking thing about how he's doing this, and I'm like, so you're gonna probably fucking die of a heart attack, you know that, right? And he's all like, hey man, it's part of the game, dog. I'm like, fuck me, dude. Okay, cool. Shortly after that, I literally went over to my boss and was like, hey, so my family needs me back home because my grandmother's going to the hospital, blah, 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 blah. Lying out my ass. She pays for my ticket to go home. Deuces, I'm out. I'm like, peace. I got home and I instantly am like, oh, I dodged a bullet, man. Like, fuck me, man. Like that, those were my co-workers, dog. And we had a guy almost die from Final Destination moment. Another dude drunk on the job, fucking high on cocaine, hits a fucking steel bracing cable that literally snaps right next to a dude who's 95 years old, which, by the way, should be on the construction job site. Anyway, but I digress, because it could have been any of us, right? It just goes whoosh, right next to him. This fucking close, from literally just cutting the man in half, like fucking Final Destination mode where they just spliced the dude in half, and literally, because we even asked one of the EMTs, because obviously we called the ambulance so that because there was some accident that happened. So we had to fucking, because it caused like, hard to explain, it was like an explosion because there was all this PSI and all that stuff like that from these beams. And so it like jacked the beam, it came down, exploded this thing. Like all the air just comes exploding out, but all the bolts explode out. And one of them like damn near shot through a dude's hand. It's like he missed his whole hand and got his thumb. So he's missing his thumb now from it. You could not find that fucker at all. And so he literally, you know, blood just everywhere. Fucking ambulance is there. So we asked him, like, hey, what would have happened if you would have got spliced in half, dude? Like, would his body have just kept walking and his intestines, everything just fall out? They're like, oh yeah, totally. They're like, not even joking, that would have been like a movie moment, because that would have been so fucking fast of a cut through his body that he probably just would have been and just split right in half. And I was like, oh my lord, dude. And then literally we just look at him like, you almost just killed fucking that man, dude. And he's just like, yo, I'm so sorry. Sorry? Yeah, you lost your fucking license, dog. And we almost got charges pressed on him. So yeah. Had to go and do like a mandatory class thing for like fucking 2.5 months. So he was still doing it when I left. I was like, fuck you, dude. You almost killed the guy. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you, man? And that shit just, man. It's like, that is a scary moment, man. That is a scary moment. But that's what I see happen, though. And then so my little sister, 11 years old, okay? She's got a friend. She's turning 12, technically, this year, which, you know, props to her. I'm very proud of her. She got into 6th grade, by the way, chat. Big congrats to the sister. She did a good job through 5th grade, so she's going into 6th grade. No summer school, none of that stuff like that, so I'm super fucking proud of her. But she was telling me about how she's got one of her friends, and that he's 16, and he's not the bad kid, but he happens to have a friend who they're like, because they're planning this birthday party thing, and she's all like, so should we invite this person, this person, this person? He's like, oh yeah. And then all of a sudden he goes, oh man, this person. And she goes, why? What's up? He goes, oh well, first of all, she's trying to start some shit with me. He goes, I thought it was kind of stupid because, you know, she's fucking coming to school and she's already drunk, and then she goes off and gets high, and then it was like, I'm like, how old is this child? And she's like, oh, it's 16. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? 16 years old, and this kid's out there getting drunk and getting high before school? Like, where are your parents, dude? Come on. Like, oh. Like, these kids out here, man. And then I gotta bring this up because legitimately, my little sister actually has brought up the fact that she has done a snuff. Like, not my little sister, but like, they were, I can't remember, she said if it was at the park or at the, like, the little, like, still technically a park, but there's this thing downtown where there's a fountain and there's a little park for kids and stuff like that. But she, out in front of everybody, just snuffs it on her hand and just goes like that. My little sister just stops and goes, what was that? And she goes, oh, it's nicotine. You want some? To a fucking 11-year-old. Thankfully, my sister has a fucking brain, and she was like, no, if I did that, my fucking brother would kill me. And she was just like, whatever. Like, I know, obviously I wouldn't actually hurt my little sister, but no, I would scold the shit out of her verbally. I'd be like, you have disappointed me so badly. And mom is gonna be disappointed. Mom's gonna ground your ass. Probably take away your phone, your laptop, all that shit. You know what I mean? So like, my little sister knows, not gonna have that happen, right? So she's smart. She does that shit. You know, she makes sure to use her brain. Whereas literally a 16-year-old kid getting drunk and stoned before class, dude. Like, ay caramba, man. Ay caramba. You know, and of course there's always those kids out there like, yeah, but weren't you doing that, or were you doing this, or were you doing that? It's like, I don't give a shit what I was doing. You should not be doing that. Like, you are the future. Like, it kills me, man. It crushes my heart, too. You know, wow. Anyway, okay. I'm not having caffeine outside the door. Now you got some water there, chat. Woo! I set my vape a little bit too much there. I was getting nicked out. Definitely need to get some soda though, some caffeine, because I'm getting a little shaky. A little shaky. But honestly, yeah, it's been crazy though, chat. To see though, like getting back to the whole movement about, you know, everybody leaving Twitch. I think honestly, a big thing for me, not just the whole terror sympathizers and all the other shit like that with the Hassan orbit. But it's honestly, though, kind of like what they're being sued for. The unfair TOS, which has stemmed back as far as I can remember. Whether it be Alinity throwing her cat over her head, beating her cat vodka, you know, amongst other things like that, admitting to literally only marrying her husband so that she could get a green card, and then she divorced him. All kinds of horrendous stuff like that. There has been a lot of things that Twitch has done over the course of, you know, the 12 years that I've streamed, 12 to 13, I'd say, that I've been streaming. And one of the biggest egregious moments, I gotta say, has to befall the whole, I'd say, Dr. Disrespect. If you send actual data to a group that is known for damn near like 100% conviction rates of, like, you send them something, they'll find out if somebody's a pedophile, boom, they got them, right? They can't prove it. They have no evidence. They have no way of saying that this dude did this, but yet you guys want to call him that, right? Which, by the way, there's a reason for me bringing this up, because that's slander. I even made sure that back when I was made those comments and I was like, hey, you know, we don't know whether or not, you know, Doc did these things or not. So this is technically a, you know, one of those moments where it's like, you know, we gotta, you know, approach this very civilly and be like, you know, allegedly this is what's happening. This is potentially what could have happened. You know what I mean? Like, we don't know. But at the end of the day, you know, we can't just sit there and act like, oh yeah, you know, whatchamacallit, that, you know, just because Twitch says, you know, that he's that he is one, that, oh, it must mean that it's true, that he must be, all these other things like that. And it's like, but does it mean that it's true though? I mean, like, let's be real. Like, I don't think it would be. Like, I don't think that means that it is necessarily. You know what I mean? So it's like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just how I feel. Like, I feel like there's a lot of stuff that goes on with that I'm just like, I feel that legitimately, if, you know, if he really had done anything, right? I can't remember the name of the group. It's a group that actively yeah, I'm trying to mod. Oh, do I have to add? I am literally trying to moderate you, C4. Okay, you know what? I'm gonna just do it this way. I'm literally, sorry, chat. I'm trying to fucking make my boy, C4 here a moderator. He's usually always a moderator in all my chats here. He's always been such a great dude. So, you know, it's like, I was like, oh yeah, you know, like, homie's over here over on Kick now. Of course he's gonna, you know, give mod privileges. There we go. Now let me mod you over here like that. I couldn't do the chat command for some reason. It would, like, it was refusing. Is your account too new, maybe? Nope, it says C4 has been added as a moderator. So, yep, you're good. For some reason, I had to just go in and do it the old-fashioned way, but, it's all good, though. Remove Hyper as one. They are no longer needed as it. Looking through here and just to see who I don't know who that is now. I don't know who that is now. There's a few people. Okay. Yeah, there we go. Yes, now you have the sword. Perfect, perfect. There we go. Because yeah, I was so because what I was gonna do today, I'm gonna try to do this still here in a moment. We're gonna just just making sure to post this in all of the chats. So this way, everybody can grab the links if they would or if they will, and that way they can check out the Tectone video that we'll be going over a little bit later on though today. And just a little bit, I should say. Now, this one, though, this is what I woke up to this morning. Oh, and I really woke up to, I've been up all night, technically. I only slept for like maybe 2 or 3 hours at most, which was like perfect enough for me. And I was like, all right, we're going to get up and do some stuff. And then, bam, I see a fucking Tectone notification come in. And I'm like, wait, what the fuck? He got banned? Dude, for calling, literally, okay, chat, he called 2 OnlyFans girls whores. So he spoke facts and then got banned. How fucking stupid is that? Like, dude, literally, all he did was speak facts. You know what I mean, chat? Like, it's not our fault at the end of the day that he's right and that, you know, the whores. Okay, if you are an OnlyFans girl and you prostitute yourself out, that is the definition of a whore. So, you know, he's just calling it like he sees it. And so they were like, yeah, but like you said, it's woke rules, man. And here I was, just like Asmongold and a lot of us, that woke died already. We thought the woke shit was gone already. Nope, it is still thriving in areas where legitimately it would be best at. Twitch. They were literally like, oh, hey, by the way, yeah, you can't call an OnlyFans girl who prostitutes herself out as a whore. Because, you know, God forbid you're speaking facts. And so Twitch then hits them with a, what is it, 2-week ban or 7-day ban? I do believe it's a 7-day ban that he got. Yeah, 7-day ban that he got now, right? Because, you know, yeah, that's right, because he got a 2-week ban for calling Frogan fucking fat. Which, I mean, yeah, she's a fat, ugly bitch. So, you know, fuck her, dude. She's fucking legitimately Jabba the Hutt. Like, I have no respect for fucking Frogan at all. Any woman who sits there and tries to say that every fucking, you know, soldier that serves, you know, in the army deserves PTSD. Oh, and by the way, let me recreate 9/11 out of cakes and blow them up with a fake plane and stuff like that for a challenge on my fucking, you know, streams and stuff like that while I'm stuffing my fat face full of fucking eggs. Because God forbid, I hope those were the only eggs she'll ever have. Because please don't anybody ever fertilize any of hers. Last in the world needs another fucking one of those little fucking Jabba the Hutts. And again, what an amazement too. 5'2" and over 300 fucking pounds, and she's a nutritionist. How the fuck are you a nutritionist? Over 300 pounds, and you're 5'2". Who's that? Video game store owner? Oh shit. Oh, yeah, I've heard of the channel. Well, that's what I mean, though, man. Like, there's still a lot of good people over there, and I want them to know that they should start multi-streaming because it's gonna benefit them. And for anybody to be like the Solo Minati, like I was saying last night, I thought that was so stupid of him to be like, oh man, yo, the only way you can be over to Kick and do all this stuff on Kick is if you're doing 100 hours a month, or if you're doing this, and it's like, bro, fucking shut the fuck up. No, that's not true. Literally, Kick, yeah, okay, so look, if you want to be part of the Kick Partner Program and you're a big content creator, yeah, motherfucker, you kind of need to be fucking doing that. DS Koopa. Oh, okay, I know, I've heard of DS Koopa. I heard of DS Koopa before, okay. He just opened a store in Vegas. Oh shit, dude. I hope it goes well for him. But legitimately, here's the thing, guys. Okay, you're a big content creator. You come over to Kick organically, right? Because they're not giving out contracts. Which boo-hoo. Sorry, Illuminati. You don't get a contract. Whoopsie fucking do, right? But here's the best thing about that. Here's the real best thing about that. You do it organically. People that are like, yo, homie just fucking went over to the platform without a contract. Something must be up with that. I gotta go check it out myself now. I gotta go make an account. I gotta go follow him. That starts spurring people a little bit. They're like, fuck, I gotta go do this. But, okay, hear me out. This is where it gets good. So then you do it organically. You come over to the platform, but then this is why, Kick doesn't want to pay out the contracts, because they see that as being, all right, now when you come over, now when you bring your community over, you're getting people who are engaging, interactive. They're going to actually do not just sub, but they're going to actually interact with all the cool little things that they do over here with with bot tricks or with with Kickbot and all this other stuff like that, right? Kicklet and everything. So if they can utilize all that stuff and see that people are wanting to stay on the channel, watching their favorite streamer because they actually enjoy the platform. Oh, by the way, you got into that stream and you didn't have an ad. You didn't have to sit there and watch 5 minutes, 3 minutes, 7 minutes of an ad. You just got content, boom, instant, good to go. We're good. That's amazing. A lot of people love that, right? That's what I'm getting at too, right? That's why I always pitch out to people. Like, look, I use Rumble as my Patreon in a sense because I will post all my videos that I might be, scheduling and uploading out for YouTube, scheduled and everything like that, whereas all of them will be just uploaded at once onto Rumble. So those that support me on Rumble, you get access to all of my videos right away. But those that support me on YouTube, you will get those as they are scheduled to upload. And again, one part of that is because of the way the algorithms work on both sites. Rumble doesn't really care too much if you just post a shit ton of videos. Whereas if I do that out with YouTube, YouTube will see that as I'm trying to put too many videos out all at once. It kind of even did that as it was when I started to stagger them each day. It was kind of like, yeah, but that's not enough time for each video to kind of, progress a little bit. It should have been one video a week. And then even still, the algorithm after the second video probably would have started picking it up a little bit and then be like, okay, now we'll start promoting his videos even more. And by the third video, it would have probably generated upwards of a couple hundred views like that. Whereas that's now the case with the MacBook M2 1 week later video. That was sitting at 12 views. Now it's at 133 views. You see what I'm saying? So sometimes it'll take a little bit of time. But that's the thing too, though, is that with YouTube, it's a long con. With Rumble, a lot of times it's a quick, short burst. You get all the viewers at once, and then you don't get them really afterwards on those videos. But if I can at least get them to come check out that video, drop a follow onto the channel, drop a like, or whatever the case, drop a comment, then maybe they come over to Kick, maybe they come over to fucking YouTube, or maybe they go over to Beam, or maybe they go over to DLive, wherever else I'm at. And then they follow me there and they enjoy the content there, and then it just keeps going. Then all of a sudden they become a subscriber, or maybe they become a donate, whatever the case is, right? These are the things that you get because you did a good job by making good content and providing a good experience for your viewers, okay? There's nothing worse than fucking legitimately half the time when you go into people's streams and they aren't paying attention to the content or to the chat. So one of the worst ones I had, for instance, okay, so yeah, I just sent a message out real quick on my phone, right? That is the last time I will do that at all while I'm on my stream, okay? But I have other people that I know that 90% of the time you pop into their stream, they're, hey guys, how's it going? You know what I mean? That's all they do, right? And so it's so what the fuck did I come in here for? To watch you sit on your phone? Cool, I can go do that with watching my girlfriend at home. I don't need to do that. I don't need to do that in your stream. I can just do that literally at home. Why the fuck do I need to go into your stream and do that? So after a while, I think we can all agree that it gets annoying when you go into a stream and there's just not good content, when there isn't people engaging, when there isn't people interacting, But also, if you're just too locked into a game, it's like, cool, I get it. You really want to be the very best that I can be. Okay, well, guess what, motherfucker? You ain't Ash, and you sure as fucking ain't Shroud. If you really are that good, then guess what? You should do short, bursty little streams, take good, lengthy moments to sit there and talk to your chat. Once you're done, you fucking are done. You don't keep fucking going. You don't sit there and ignore your fucking chat. Dude, that is the most fucking obnoxious, bullshit, tiresome thing I see constantly. Okay? Go into a Call of Duty streamer's fucking stream, and there's match over, next match. Match over, next match. Oh, we won this match. Oh, okay. Now I'll talk to chat. Fuck you, dude. Talk to chat in between those fucking matches. Like, that shit's such bullshit, dude. I get so tired of seeing streamers do that shit. It's like, what part of that was making what part of that's enjoyable for anybody to watch? I'm gonna tell you this right now. Fucking, it is boring. Nobody wants to sit there and just watch you just go, hey, yeah, thank you for the 2 subs. Like, cool. Awesome. Like, what content are you providing other than playing with your dick at that point? Like, dude, like, legitimately, I think that actively a lot of people are just tired of the way content creators felt on Twitch, because like I was saying earlier, there's no incentive. Nobody's feeling incentivized to make good content. Your cut that you're making from Twitch is so bullshit that unless you're making buku dollars, you're literally like, why the fuck should I bother putting effort into my streams? I'm just doing this for a hobby, bro. Sure, cool, whatever the case is. Hey, you know what? I know people that say that, like, they're doing it for a career, they think it's cringe. Whatever the case, I don't give a fuck. If you want to make it into a living, I don't give a shit. Do it, but do it like a job. Treat it like a job. Do you just get to fuck off at your job all day? Don't do goddamn dick all. You don't fucking do what you're supposed to do? Because guess what? I'm pretty sure that's how you get fired in most places. Or you just become the jackass that nobody wants to fucking work with. So congratulations. That's how that fucking ends up being. Because literally, time in and time again, do I see fucking content creators that bust their fucking ass. They are fucking making so much good shit out there, whether it be from actually like engaging gaming content, to engaging cooking streams, to engaging fucking just chatting streams, all kinds of shit like that, right? But they're doing their damnedest to be engaging. They're doing their damnedest to actually make people feel happy, welcome, and feel that vibe. As soon as they get into that stream, they're like, yeah, this is the fucking stream, dog. This is the place I want to be at. But then you go fucking to the other opposite side of that, and you go into a stream that literally has people in there that you're like, dude, why the fuck is anybody even donating to you? You're fucking trash. You're not even speaking to your chat, and the only time you do is if somebody gives you money. Oh, cool, good, good, you got some money, now you can be bothered to talk to people? Bravo, you're a fucking douche. Like, dude, that shit's so fucking low. All right, you may as well be Bad Bunny. Are you seriously gonna be sitting here and not give me $5? Seriously, guys, that's what you sound like when you do it like that. Okay, when you have goals set every day, TSP, and other people like that. Like, especially if you're a big streamer and you have big ass goals set every single fucking day. Why are there kick shots? Okay. Look, again, I like being on Kick. Okay, but seriously, why are there kick streamers that have daily sub goals in like the hundreds or thousands? Try to be a little humble, motherfuckers. Yeah, we get it. You might be making like that shit pretty much like maybe every day or whatever the case is. But legitimately, after a while, it becomes a thing that you aren't like, that you're gracious for it, that you're expecting it. Okay, and that's not just on TikTok. That's on fucking Twitch. That's on fucking any platform that you go to. That somebody gets a little bit of a big head, they get a bunch of subs, and then it becomes, oh, I expect that I'm always going to get this many subs every stream. And it's like, look, bro, maybe it's hard for people to drop 300 subs every stream. Maybe it's hard for people to drop 1,500 subs every stream. You know, when I see fucking some people's fucking daily sub goals of being literally 2,000 to 4,000 subs in a day, I'm like, wow, man, what a way to milk your fucking audience, dog. Like, what about all the money you already made yesterday at that amount? Did you just piss it away already? Or did you invest it? Make sure you had money to pay the taxes. Oh, and I don't know, maybe just so fucking happen to fucking save some. So not just be like, oh, I just made it go on the ground. All over the fucking ground. You're like, what the fuck, man? If you make a fat stack of money, please be smart with it. Because guess what? This type of shit is fleeting. You may not make that 30 grand that next month. You may not make $100 next month. Okay? Be grateful for what you got when you get it, when it happens. Okay? Be smart with your money. If you're going to do something crazy, make sure that that crazy thing that you do can somehow be a return investment into your stream. If you're not a return investment into your own stream, then literally, what are you investing in? What are you putting that money towards? Because if it's literally something that you can't show, show for like later on, literally everybody's gonna laugh at you. They're gonna be like, really, you got all that money and all you got was that? It's like literally like, oh, here I was crucified and all I got was this lousy fucking t-shirt. Like, for real, man. I'm just saying. Like, honestly though, there is a lot of good content creators out there. There is a lot of, a lot of people out there, I feel like, that are truly also like being like not only just amazing content creators, but they're just on that cusp of like, I feel like, of just blowing up, right? They're just that one stream away from somebody badass fucking either raiding out to them or hosting them or even just coming across their stream, giving them a shout out like on a YouTube video or something like that. And next thing you know, they fucking blow up everywhere. And it's like, oh shit, man. Yo, did you see Billy Bob back when he was this first starter? Oh dude, yeah, I was playing that game with him at that time. And then literally he gets a fucking message the next day saying that literally he got like 7,000 followers all of a sudden. Now he's got like 2,000 subscribers all of a sudden on Kick. You know how fucking not only much that would just benefit somebody's life, but also, oh man, you talk about that person if they were smart and be like, hey guys, let's go ahead, turn on and do like a fucking like Xbox giveaway or a PlayStation giveaway, or hype it up right now and be like, we're gonna do a Nintendo Switch 2 giveaway right now with a copy of Cyberpunk with it. Best bet, you're gonna have a turnaround that's like, bam. People are gonna be like, yo, hell yeah. They're gonna be like, share that shit out, share that shit out, share that shit out, right? And then when you get good moderators too, right? That's another big thing too, is that I feel like this, yeah, like literally, like, yeah, like a Switch 2 would be dope as fuck, right? But I feel like there's so many good moderators out there too that just don't get the chance to get paid or get recognized as well. And I was making sure that I didn't have a package coming in. But like, because I saw FedEx shirts out there. But legitimately though, like, you guys as moderators for myself, one of the biggest things that pissed me off with like things like with LiveSpace and even a little bit with Kick here. Kick said that there was gonna be these cool little Kick points, stuff like that. And they couldn't do it because of fucking the way America is with taxes and shit. And I'm like, damn it, dude. But like LiveSpace and all that other shit like that also problem. So for ways for me to earn revenue in some way that I could then turn it around and give it to my moderators. Kind of like DLive does with the fucking Bitcoins and stuff like that, or the cryptocurrency. I can take that crypto that you guys give me, or I can then turn around, put it in a treasure chest, and throw it out into the fucking community, and then you guys all have a chance of earning those fucking cryptocurrencies, and then you guys can then have a payout and so forth, so on. That right there is what I'm talking about. If I can fucking sit there and drop like $100 in in those coins. On a fucking moderator every time I was able to every month or so, whatever the case is. Oh hell yeah, dude! Because then honestly, then like I would be able to actually like get shit done, with moderators that are like actually not only they sharing out posts, making sure to like things and making sure to help out the channel grow more and all that other stuff like that. Because then obviously they're gonna get paid more. Also, thank you for the follow there as well. I appreciate that very much. But a big thing too is like if you're able to pay your moderators, and I think that it is something that people should have to, maybe it doesn't necessarily have to do, but I think it is a great thing to do, is that if you're paying your moderators, they're taking time out of their day, right? That is time that they could be streaming. That is time that they could be making content, YouTube videos, whatever the case is. But they took the time out of their gracious heart to be like, you know what? I'm going to go hang out with my homie and moderate his chat for him while he's doing all this other shit like that, right? Cool. I should then, therefore, be able to try to help pay my moderators, because moderators help make the stream go live, right? They're the big backbone of it when the streamer isn't around, right? When the streamer maybe has to go take a shit. You know, they're the ones talking to chat still, hyping things up, getting people ready to go for as soon as that streamer comes back. It's bam, it's go time, baby. They're ready to go. They're ready to go. That's what I'm talking about, right? That's moderators that deserve that type of hype. And I've seen some really amazing moderators here in my own community where you guys have not only done shared out fucking, you know, tweets, Facebook posts, everything like that, to try to get people's eyes from all over the place to come on in here. And that's another thing too, right? So even as a viewer, okay, and that's a great way for like, you know, people to do like VIP badges, OG badges, things like that. Like, oh, you want to show, you know, support to a channel, you want to be an OG, you want to have a VIP badge. Okay, well then you should go out and share to Twitter and Facebook, because then you might bring people to the channel that nobody else would have thought about checking out because they don't even maybe go to Kick, or maybe they don't fucking, you know, see my my face on maybe this, you know, category or this category. But now that you give them a direct link, they can just go directly to that channel and actually see that content and actually be a part of it now. That is a bigger thing right there versus just being like, oh man, I hope that the algorithm helps and picks me up. I hope maybe I hit that front page even for half a second, or I hope I'm at the top of the, you know, the category when this happens, right? You're doing all these things and you're just hoping off of luck. And while that's great, yes, there is like, you know, those little communities out there and stuff like that, like on Twitter and all this other stuff like that. They're like, oh yeah, man, hey, you know, just tag us and we'll make sure to like, we'll send everybody to follow you. Look, at the end of the day, they can't actually guarantee that they're going to send everybody to you, right? Not unless it's a bot program. Because here's the thing, right? Yes, they can tag you and like retweet you, whatever the case is, and say, hey guys, hey, dude, guess what? So and so just went live. Go check out the stream. Go sit in the stream and hang out with them. Go show them some love. Whatever the case. That doesn't mean that people see the tweet and go, yes, I'm going. They can see the tweet and go, oh, that's cool. Keep scrolling. So again, it is up to us as the content creator to make sure we hook people in. As soon as you got people in there, get them within that first 15 seconds. Be sure you're engaging. Be sure you're interacting with people, man. Like, I feel like there's so many times that we've seen so many other things that you know, happen like that. Oh, by the way, Sci-Fi Man Game Channel, appreciate you for stopping by and hanging out with us over here on Beam. I don't know if you're still here or not, brother. But thank you so much for stopping on through here. So for whatever reason, when I apparently brought up my YouTube channel, I forgot about the Beam channel. It's not docked for whatever reason. I can't get the dock without it wanting me to log in, and it's just not giving me the option to. So I've had to use the pop-out chat, and it wasn't showing me the pop-out chat because it was behind the OBS there. So I apologize for missing any chats and stuff like that. But, and again, too, that's another thing too, is like I will always actively try to make sure that I apologize if I miss anything like that, which, you know, looking at the timestamps, that was only like 2-3 minutes ago, which, you know, again, as I was talking about earlier, when we're talking about like these Call of Duty streamers and all these other people that are actively ignoring your chats and stuff like that, I'm talking about people who ignore for like 10, 15, 20, 30 minutes. That shit gets so old. Look, a couple minutes, we get it. Things happen. You might get distracted, might be locked into a game. Whatever the case is, we do get a couple minutes, but fucking 15, 20 minutes, 30 minutes? No, dude. That's bullshit. Be talking to your chat. Your chat's what's actually making the content. It's what's flowing stuff, right? They're picking, you know, maybe they're picking apart you as a joke. Maybe they're, you know, riffing on you. Or maybe they're out, you're having a great conversation, and the things you're talking about, chat's lobbing shit back at you, and you're lobbing it back, right? And it's just going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. That right there is the whole point about having a chat, having that community, having that drive, having the engagement, having all of that shit blend together and come together and forming what is the stream, right? Because again, is it always going to be that way? No, not necessarily. But primarily, a lot of streams are indicative of just being, hey, boop, oh yeah, cool, this person's live, right? I mean, again, too, this is why I also hate it when everybody's so forced to be like, I gotta shoot at 4K, bro. I gotta shoot at 4K. It's gotta be at 4K. Yo, man, I gotta get a 50 series card. I gotta get it. Bro, calm down. You realize that most people are watching on a phone, right? 720p, most of us can see. So, why the fuck are you freaking out about 4K? Like, it don't matter, dude. Like, stop freaking out. Just do the fucking 1080p, do 720p, whatever the case is. Guess what? Be happy. Just make sure it's 60 frames a second, and guess what? Everybody else will be happy. Just saying. Just saying. Because honestly, I feel like a lot of the issues that come from a lot of this stuff too. Hey, baby girl, good. Good to have you in here. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. A lot of the stuff that comes from all this is that a lot of people get that whole mentality of like, especially like the whole problem of like, oh, well, so and so has X amount of viewers and they're doing this thing, this thing, and this thing. Cool. All right. Well, that works for them. They get those X amount of viewers. You need to do your own thing and you might get X amount of viewers. But you got to be you. You got to be authentic. You got to be able to put that drive and everything else like that in there. Because if you aren't doing so, then why the fuck would anybody want to watch you? You know what I mean? Like, it's that whole concept of like, oh, I thought people would just click on my shit because I did this, right? That would be like me being like, oh, just because I started editing my videos and stuff like that, I just expected I would blow up to 1 million views already. No. The only thing I hoped and expected, and it has happened, was that I would see active growth on my channels from me actually putting time and effort into those videos. And I'm seeing subs, at least a couple subs every day on YouTube. It's again, being a smaller content creator, I get it. You know, it's not going to get like 8,000 subs like Tectone does, whatever the case is, right? But cool. I'm getting a couple subs a day. That's fucking dope as shit. That's more than what I had been getting, right? Rumble may not always be getting every follower and stuff like that all the time, but it's actually translated over to Kick. A lot of times I get a lot of views over me on Rumble. The next thing I know, I'm seeing that shit start coming over to Kick. And the next thing I know, my Kick followers are now rising up. We've almost got up to 900 followers now again, chat. Like, legitimately, we are creeping up to that 900 mark. Dude, like, my goal is that by my birthday, August 19th, I want to try to have a grand total of just, like, you know, subs for this year alone. Because we've had only, I think, like, maybe... Fuck, I think maybe we've only had maybe 10 or 12 subs for this year alone so far. So my goal by my birthday is to try to get 75 subs, okay, by August 19th. And then follower count, I want to have an even 1,000 at least by my birthday, right? So that means I'm going to need to push more onto Twitter. I'm going to need to start trying to actually redo my TikTok account, which I think got shadow banned and I never really could make content. So I'm going to redo the entire TikTok channel and really try to make new content and really try to revamp the channel that way, right? Along with doing YouTube shorts and continue doing YouTube videos along with the regular Rumble videos. But on top of all of that, okay, I'm also going to be posting on Facebook still, just like I'm asking you guys still to do, right? Because again, at the end of the day, sure, maybe it might be a boomer, maybe it might be some young kid, doesn't matter. It's a new pair of eyes that maybe wouldn't have seen the stream otherwise. Yeah, but that rhyme. But you know what I'm saying, though. Like, legitimately, that actually benefits the channel. And then, like, maybe we could do a thing where it's like, if, you know, X amount of people come in and say, oh, yeah, so-and-so gave me the link and or whatever the case is, and I came in because of this person. Well, then maybe we could do a thing where we give away something nice for somebody. Like, okay, hey, you got us 50 people this this month brought in new. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hook you up with a $100 gift card to Steam or Amazon. You know what I mean? That again, paying it forward, doing the whole like, hey, thank you for helping me, now let me help you, because that's an awesome way to paying it back. You know, it's not that it's a transactional friendship as so much as that it's that let me help you actually, give you back something because you were kind enough to go out of your way to do those things. And then it absolutely benefited not only just the stream, but it benefits you mentally, right? It makes you feel, oh man, cool. Like my community's actually like wanting to spread that vibe, spread that cheer, spread the knowledge, or whatever the case is, whatever you're doing, right? Spread that gaming or whatever the case is on over into the internet so that you have more eyes coming upon your channel. That is a huge thing, guys, because at the end of the day, if you were just stagnating and just be like, I'm just going to go live and hope new people come and find me, who the fuck is going to find you all the time? Okay? People that are actively trying to raid somebody, people that are actively, looking for brand new content creators, yes, those do exist. But they're so few and far between that I very, very, very little ever met somebody who was just like, yes, I'm trying to, I'm so irritated. I'm at that point of like just be like irritated about the stupidity of certain people's shit about that. I'm just like, oh my gosh, my brain just had a conniption. Just like, it literally just brain farted. But yeah, you guys know what I'm getting at though, right? It's just, there's just so many, excuses out there that people will use. Should be like, justify why they can't do XYZ. But then they'll expect XYZ from somebody. So it's like, you know what I mean? So I think that's how it feels for me. I don't know. Maybe that's just me, chat. Maybe that's just me. Okay. Oh. All right. So, before we get into this video real quick, let me go ahead. Oh, is there private messages in Kick? You know what? I don't think they do have whispers yet on Kick. Let me double check real quick. T Kick. Okay. So I don't know what the hiccup was, but yeah, no, I'm not seeing any way to whisper to anybody. So that is definitely something I would love to see come here. Would be the ability to like whisper to people and stuff like that over on Kick. Wait, am I at? No, okay. So weird. It was something that was offline. Oh, so it was pulling it out of a truck with their bike. Okay, so yeah, this is weird. My page is not loading. I'm like, Beth, that's why I'm like double taking. I'm like, wait, hold on. This is that being shown on stream? Please tell me it's being shown on stream. Fuck, where was I just at? Where was I just at to see that? Oh, they clean my Mac. There we go. Oh my gosh, I'm an idiot. There we go. There we go. This right here. So it says 287, but then it's telling me that a second we're only getting that at kilobytes. That's so fucking weird. So I'm like, I'm trying to figure out how to close it out. I guess just do that. Okay. There we go. I'm like, can I just close out, clean my Mac? Because I don't need it running right now. Like, I feel like that might actually help some of the shit in the background. Just close out, clean my Mac. Oh, lo and behold, fucking literally it loaded up instantly. Just a moment ago though, it literally was all like it was all like fucking like oh yeah, you can't fucking access this, you can't access that. And I was just like, what the fuck? But yeah, so we've been using dude, you know it's funny too. Like I think my does my YouTube channel still have it or not? Let me see here. I know my no, because it's got the skull. My Facebook page has it though. I still have my what you would call it, uh, the picture that Nathan did for me of me doing this here at the store actually too, dude. And honestly, like I gotta say, you know, like after I was kind of bummed out with how things kind of were going on with Kick and like a lot of the weird clickish things that were going on when I left originally to go to Live Space, and then after it dissolved, like I honestly thought I was gonna lose all drive to make content ever again. And then I would stumble upon Rumble, and Rumble in conjunction with Kick, it just felt like hand in hand, dude. It literally did. Now I am gonna try to work my way into doing Twitter as well. Maybe doing Streamlabs so that way we can have, you know, literally Rumble, Beam, YouTube, Kick, and X all going all at once. And then that way I can legitimately just be like, sweet, now we have, you know, fucking all these, you know, platforms going and stuff like that. Now we can truly reach out there because that'll be the cap, right? Once I add X into it, that'll be the cap. That'll be the last one I add. I'm not doing noise. I'm not doing all this other stuff like that. I know Voodoo really wants me to do noise and all that other stuff like that, but it's like, dude, I don't want all these crypto sites. I really don't. Because I don't really do a lot of crypto, but you know, yes, I like that I can track what they're doing and all this other stuff like that, but on the blockchain, but it's at the end of the day though, a lot of times getting paid out or any of that type of stuff like that is just a pain in the ass. And not a lot of people know of those types of sites except for those niche groups that are looking for cryptocurrencies and stuff like that. Like people don't really know about Party. People really don't know about Noise. The only reason people knew about Party was because of Johnny Somali. And it's now that he's fucking been banned and all that stuff like that. Yeah, good luck with them raising their name up now. Like, yeah, I thought about maybe doing Party again here and there too. Thought about it. We'll see though. We'll see what happens. Like my biggest issue with doing like Beam and Party and all them and stuff like that was that again I play Cyberpunk and a lot of times I don't like playing with the fucking nudity sensor on because I'm like we're fucking adults here. We're not here looking at like you know animated dicks and tits and pussy and shit like that. I think we can all be like, oh well, if we want that, we can go get it from somewhere else, you know. But I was be real. It's like, dude, like that's not the main focus of it. Yes, there's like nudity in it and stuff like that because they're having sex or whatever the case is. But whatever, that's just conveying part of a story. That's not the main focus point of the story. Be right back, chat. How's it going? There we go. Had customer come on in there and stuff like that. But yeah, no, dude. I honestly like Rumble really rekindled my love for making content, and then Kick was like as much as I love going live on Rumble, it is just really easy to go live on Kick. And then of course, I have all the like the hundreds of people that I've gotten to meet over the course of the year that I was on Kick and stuff like that. So there's always that mindset of like I can always go back there and see all those amazing souls. Maybe they don't just jump back right away, right? Maybe they don't see my thing go live and they come right back right away. But over time, I have had people like, my boy Fett, and others like that all come in and be like, yo, dude, how's it going? It's good to see you, all that jazz. And yeah, I get why a lot of them wouldn't want to leave, or why some of them maybe did leave and go to Twitch finally, and then finally they're coming back now to Kick. It's because, yeah, that whole bullshit of, oh man, I wanted to do all this stuff like that and never do, anything like fucking the bullshit that was going on, like the like gambling or whatever the case is. But now I'm gonna have to come back because I don't want to be part of the fucking, terrorist bullshit. Yeah, it was like there was a lot of temptation to do it, man. I ain't gonna lie. There was a lot of temptation, especially being friends with Sponge. There was that like, oh man, they spurred, because of the shit that happened between Joker and him that it spurred all that shit. That I was just kind of like, yeah, man, fuck, fuck this, man. Live Space is gonna be the it. It's gonna last forever. I'm always gonna be on Live Space. Da, da, da. I'm so glad I never did that. And you know what? It also speaks volumes to Kick. And this is something I think also really needs to be said. All right. Like everybody in Kick, listen to this up right now because honestly, this should really tell you what kind of platform you're able to be on. I had my own disgruntled, problems that I had with Kick, whether it be certain people at the higher ups, whether it be how the platform was going, in certain directions, contracts they gave out, deals and stuff like that, certain things that maybe just irked some of us, right? Guess what they didn't do? They didn't punish me and go, well, you don't like us, but guess what? We're taking away your verification badge that I worked my ass off to get, right? So if I was on Twitch, you best bet me going against the grain, they would have been like, oh, you want to tell us what you don't like? Yoink. That's all they would have done. They would have taken back my verification instantly because they would have been like, oh, you don't earn it. You don't deserve it. Or if I didn't stream on there all the time because I took pretty much almost like a year off while being on fucking, on Live Space. I didn't really stream on Kick at all. I streamed here and there maybe a couple times to tell people, oh, you should be coming over to Live Space. And yeah, dude, I think that's what makes me so mad with Live Space was that it made so many of us look like assholes because we were like, yeah, guys, leave that platform, come to this one. It's gonna, stay. Kick will die out. And it was because you have the people at the top and all these other people telling you how they're going to do it differently and how they're being told by the industry that that platform will make it because the way they're doing their business model will make it and will last because it's a better business model. Yeah, when you start being told that stuff at first, it really does make you hope and think, oh yeah, these guys got this shit down, man. Like they're being told by industry standards that they're doing it better. Oh hell yeah, man. This is the best platform. And then literally fucking what happens? But fucking LiveSpace goes under because legitimately poor management because they couldn't fucking get their shit together and couldn't figure out how they wanted to fucking run anything. Like, dude, it makes me so mad how we got screwed. So, but yeah, like I think it's crazy because like I remember so many times too, like I said, wanting to kind of delete it, but then just be like, nah, dude, I shouldn't. But then also right at the same time, I would still straight up say, like, you know what, it is kind of crazy though that they haven't kicked me off. I literally thought that Kick would be like that, because again, that was the type of attitude that I had at the time. I was like, oh man, Kick's just gonna hate on me anyways. They're gonna, be pissed at me anyways. Fucking the community turned on me, which literally because I backed Confess because literally a dude pretended to be a girl and not like in a trans thing or anything like that. No, like the old school, I'm going to be a dude who plays World of Warcraft, make a female character and talk like a female and chat. So that way a bunch of dudes will simp for me, give me all their gold items, WoW tokens, all that stuff like that. And I won't have to do anything. And I can just play WoW for free. Like legitimately, that's kind of what it felt like. Like it's one of those things where like I remember distinctly, many fucking times, over on Live Space and everybody being super hyped about making content. Everybody being super fucking adamant that they're gonna make this content and then they're gonna fucking, push, to do this. They're gonna try to build this, event together. They're gonna do this event. They're gonna do that event. And I remember that, like, I honestly felt like the only events that ever really went on were the one that Sponge put on, the one that Nathan and I put on, and that was it. Like, Sponge put on an event himself, and then Sponge, Nathan, and I did an event, and then Nathan and I did an event, and then Sponge and I did an event, and literally all those events were just like every time we did them, it was gangbusters, 90 people in them at a time. Dude, that was insane to see. You'd have 90 people like in chat total between the two chats because everybody's talking, vibing, having a good time. The Christmas one, yeah, we had a really shitty moment during the Christmas moment, but at the same time though, it still turned around and had a great banger day of a Christmas. So one that I woke up at like 3 o'clock in the morning to be awake early for our boy Nathan in Bahrain, who literally was ahead of us on Christmas just by a few hours. So he was still on Christmas by the time I woke up. So that was the whole point of that too. Like, and again, I miss those days, but that's the thing too, though, is we can still keep those days going. We can still recapture those moments. We can still bring all that fun, excitement, events, all that stuff to Kick, Rumble, Twitch, or not Twitch, right, YouTube, Beam, wherever. Because guess what? It only falls on our shoulders at the end of the day. Whether or not we put those things together and then we all work together to actually make those things happen. The biggest problem is that you've got a lot of people that'll say that they want to do an event, and then as soon as they actually have to put the effort in, they don't want to do it. They thought it would be done for them. They thought they would just have to be a name. Like, oh yeah, your name is really going to bring in a bunch of people when we're all nobodies. Come on, guys, let's be real. It's like, let's be a little humble, you know? Because I've wanted to put a group together for with me and my one buddy, Crucial. We've been wanting to get a group together for fucking tabletop cyberpunk for fucking years. We've never been able to get a group together. I think you've also wanted to join in on it too there, C4. But we just never been able to get another group, an actual big enough group of people together that we can actually make an actual squad for playing, some tabletop cyberpunk. Which would be real. That would be amazing to play. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. I am also getting really fucking hungry, and I really need a soda because I'm like starting to get really shaky. So I was gonna end my stream, but you know what? I'm not going to. I'm actually just gonna BRB. We'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab myself something to drink and eat real quick. I'm gonna throw some music on for you guys in the background. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, so what the fuck is going on here? Do No Life Arc Raiders when it comes out? That oh, dude. Okay, so I know very little about that game. Fill me in on that one. What's that one gonna be about? So let's see here. So Beam and Kick, and then Rumble Studio, as you guys can see, all shows my stream. Do you guys see this over on Rumble? It's not loading my stream. All right, chat. It's the only thing I can think of. It's the only thing I can think of, guys. Oh, my YouTube page is also dropped. Okay, yeah, we're still live. I'll blow things up. Okay, okay. This is so weird. All right, give me 1 second, chat. Okay. So, are we back? Okay. Nope. Not loading on Rumble. Okay. All right, so let me just do this, chat. We're just gonna wrap it up here then, and then what I'm gonna do is I'll be back a little bit later on, not tonight, but tomorrow most likely, because the lady is gotta go to bed early tonight for work tomorrow, because she's gotta be in work by 6, so she's gotta be up by 5. So she's working at our new Home Depot. But I'm going to be testing out some other stuff here for crossover before I just abandon crossover, technically. Because it didn't really work the greatest as I would wanted it to for Cyberpunk. And now that Cyberpunk is out for the Nintendo Switch, I would like for them to let me know what's going to happen. Like, are we going to be losing since since it's out now, there's no like reason for it not to be like released, a date about like, hey guys, this is when it's coming out. I might also just go ahead, chat, for those that can see this, do the video that I was gonna kind of do without chat, but kind of do like how everybody else does their reaction videos, and then just upload them to YouTube. So I might just do it that way, guys. But I will see you all in the next one, fam. I'm gonna go ahead and eat up my food, watch some YouTube and all that stuff like that, catch up on everything, and then I will let you guys all know what's going on. Hit me up in Discord. For those that don't have Discord already, be sure to join our Discord. It is an active and amazing Discord. It's got a lot of amazing people in there. So actually, I think that worked there. So boom. All right, so there you guys go. Be sure to hit up the Discord. Join us over there. Hit us up over on X as well. We'd love to have you guys over there. And be sure to, definitely let me know what you guys think of this stream and everything like that, guys. I appreciate you all for stopping on by, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace out, fam.